everyone, to another exciting adventure on It's All Related. I'm Sonia Choquette, this week in London. I've actually been in London for a couple of weeks, and it's been so much fun. And I am talking to my beautiful Sonia Tully in New Orleans. Hi, Son.
Hi, Mom. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I've had an interesting day. I had an interesting day I'll tell you about, but it was all in the spirit of self-care and self-love gone a little askew.
What happened?
Okay, so I have been not sleeping well and had a neck tweak and this and that. So I decided that I would get a massage, but I
Okay.
thought I would get a lymphatic massage.
Those are all the rage. I want one.
And, I was very much excited about this lymphatic massage, and she's going to come to the house. I set the stage. I got the massage table out. I got a little lighted candle. I
Ah,
really was
porch.
going for self-love,
Setting the
self-care.
vibe. You're like, we are intentional. This is my way to take care of my spirit.
Then this woman shows up. I don't know, she was not English. She was, I don't know what country she was from, but she's very sweet,
Mm-hmm.
little bit older and a bit meek. And I thought, oh, okay, I like a massage person who fully is in their body, but I thought, okay, it's lymphatic. I don't need deep tissue. But immediately,
Right.
I knew,
Immediately something was
I
off.
knew, even before she walked into my massage room that I had prepared, I knew. Okay, so she's getting the table, she's putting down her towels or whatever, and I said, okay, I'm gonna have a lymphatic massage. So she immediately starts getting all this stuff out. I'm thinking, well, okay. Lymphatic is no lotions, no cream. She's got just nearly a bottle of Wesson oil. And I'm still thinking, Sonia, don't be reactive. Don't be
Right.
judgmental.
Right.
Don't be Aries moon. But the vibe
Right.
was
Was off.
nearly off. So she said, okay, close your. And then she proceeds to put on a double mask.
Okay.
Then, when you dye your hair, you get those plastic gloves in the hair dye box. You ever
Yes.
done that where
Yes.
they're like so big? And so she puts on these gloves, and these are like, her hands are sliding around these crinkly. I've never in my life had a massage with someone wearing plastic box gloves.
I'm imagining also they're like too big for her hand.
So
You know
big
when
and
you
so crinkly.
right, right. Like there's gloves that I put on like when I like dip my kazoos that are just like very precise and fit because
No,
of the
these were not
dexterity.
even
I'm
good latex gloves. These were just
like dishwashing gloves.
worse. They were more like plastic, cut out big, Minnie Mouse hands. And I thought, what on earth are you are you doing? So then she slathers me in oil and starts sliding all over with his
With
gloves.
the gloves?
And then
No.
it's saying the entire time, isn't this wonderful? It's like, for you, this is pretty creepster for me.
You're in
And
your own private Idaho, honey. I am not feeling
so
that.
she kept saying, isn't this wonderful? Isn't this wonderful? Isn't this
While
wonderful?
you're
And
getting
I
a
am
massage, I feel like
while
she's
I'm
trying to
getting
reassure
massage,
herself. While she's trying to
telling
refer.
herself what she's literally grossing me out and sliding around me like she's greasing a chicken ready to throw in the oven. And I thought, okay, I need to keep it open. Maybe it is wonderful. Maybe I'm supposed to have a new experience.
Okay.
But finally, I couldn't take it anymore. And I think this is good. I'm trying so hard because she was trying so hard and being so sweet. But
Right. Right.
I didn't want to like upset her. She was very needy for me to think it was wonderful. I was
Ugh,
like,
that's
what
the
on earth is this
worst.
lesson?
I
I
mean, you
needed,
know what that reminds me of really quick, Mom, is how you've taught Sabrina and I and really raised and even trained, when we used to do the in-person trainings around doing readings and all of it, of how you cannot need approval because then it's no longer
it's no longer
about your
their
client,
experience.
it's about your own
exactly,
ego or like your own insecurity.
I thought exactly, I thought this either is your first day on the job and I'm about ready to get you fired, which I can't do. And so at the end, she finishes and she goes, in my experience, no, she says, in my opinion, you had a good massage and you look wonderful. And I said, well, I'm glad you felt it. She goes, no, you didn't feel it? No. And I just kind of did a kind of an Indian, you know how the Indians
Oh,
nod
I love it.
bob?
I
They do
love how they say
a little
it's a head.
ambivalent head bob that you don't know which
Yeah.
way. And it's like, well, no, no, really, it was wonderful. And I thought, okay, now I'm going to get in an argument with her unless I tell her it's when I go. And I said, yes, it was really something. I'm trying to
It
stay in
was it,
integrity.
and right. It's one of those things like when you see.
Oh my God.
I was just watching the Pee Wee Herman two-part documentary on HBO. Also fantastic. But he
I
talks about how
have to
you would
watch that.
love it. You would love it. I mean, my goodness, what a brilliant, creative spirit. I mean,
Yeah.
anyway, but one of the things that he's talking about is just, and I'm not spoiling anything, is that he released his movie and everybody's there at the premiere. And he keeps talking about how people come up to him and they're like, wow, like the costumes were really interesting. And like the sets were so beautiful. And he said, after a minute, I realized that nobody liked the movie. Because nobody, everybody was like you're saying, oh wow, what an
Yeah, it was
experience,
what an experience.
interesting, unique.
Trying. I thought this is such an interesting experience. I so needed this. I so needed this. And yet I ended up being, and plus the oil had some funky smell. I mean, honest to
Ugh.
God, it went from bad to worse to my worst nightmare. And I thought, how do I chose compassion. I
Right.
decided to choose compassion.
I
But then
love it
I
because
thought,
I'm also like that's Fifi who's like
but
I'm
then,
choosing
but then I'm
compassion.
thinking those poor future clients.
Yeah.
So what do I nail her and write to the company and say WTF? Like what the heck? Or do I just let them sort it out themselves? I'm still recovering. I'm still recovering.
Well, that's when you take a minute and because feedback is important. And I also know, and I feel like there's a part of me that I think overly gets, I don't say responsible, but like in that energy because I know what it takes. I mean, it takes something when you put yourself out there, whether it's a massage or being on a
Right.
stage or sharing your writing or sharing whatever it is that you do that is vulnerable in a sense, and
Right.
it's easy to speak in the cheap seats to be like that doesn't work and meh, 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 meh. So
Right.
I'm always so rooting for people's success that I'm like we can also give some constructive feedback, maybe an Oreo sandwich, the HR Oreo sandwich of where we say these are the things that I like, this is
Right.
what needs to
Like a
change on the
lymphatic
other
drainage,
end.
like just note to the company, a lymphatic drainage massage is not Wesson oil saturated massage.
Too not
In
too
fact, I
many
don't think I
gloves.
think you're not supposed to use anything,
Right.
and nor should you use plastic too large gloves. Those are two major don'ts made on any massage, but because lymph is like you're kind of moving the lymph nodes, and if you're sliding around on plastic gloves like an ice skating rink, you can't even make contact. It's just ridiculous. Leave it to Beaver that I would come up with the one person in the entire city that does that. I thought, what is this?
That is so funny. It's so funny. It's funny whenever I go into situations and like my spirit, my intuition is like so clear. That's like, nope. And
I
then
knew
I
it
want to
I
be a
knew
good
it at
sport.
hello. It's sort of like you had me at hello. It's like you lost me at hello.
You lost me the moment I opened the door and felt your
It,
vibe.
honestly, I knew it. I knew it. It's like, when you see someone, your heart sinks. It's like
Oh,
almost like a date when you're going on a blind date. You're all this optimism, and then you take one look and go, oh no. Oh no. And I kept trying to say, be open, be positive, don't be judgmental, have an
Right.
experience. I'm still recovering.
That's so funny. I love love that story.
Is
It's so funny. I remember, you know what that reminds me of the most insane massage I ever got. When I graduated college, I had some friends that were going backpacking in Vietnam, and they invited me. And I remember saying, "Are you sure you're going to invite me? Because I'm coming." I arrive in Ho Chi Minh City in the middle of the night. It's my first like time out in the world. I arrive at my hostel, and this is way back in the day before iPhones, and they had lost my reservation, and the entire city was booked. I remember I called Dad, absolutely just sobbing. He gets me into a hotel. We figure it out. I reach out to my friends, and they told me that they had went to this other city an hour south in a place called Baklia. Now, especially at that point in my life, my insecurity, poor little Pete was so insecure. I wrote this whole story of how I had been abandoned, that they didn't really want me to come. I went through these waves of, I'm going
Oh,
to
that
go
would have been
home.
horrible.
Right? I'm going to go home to, I'm going to go traveling all by myself to all of this until I finally thought, all right, I'm going to get on this bus and I'm going to go. I'm going to go down there. So anyway, I get down there. They're thrilled to see me. It wasn't personal at all. They just got on a bus and we decide to celebrate. We're going to go get massages. And I am in a town that is off the grid. There are no white people. We're in a hostel, and I'm with these boys who are traveling like cheap, 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 cheap. So they point us to this to this massage parlor, and I remember even then my vibes were like something's off. Like I'm just not that comfortable, but I'm pushing through because I'm with the boys. So the first thing they do, they hardly speak any English. They tell us to undress, and then they put us into a steamer,
A
a sauna.
dumpling.
Yeah, exactly. So it's me and these boys, and we're in our little towels, and we're sitting. We got the towel on the seat because I'm like, I'm not putting my butt there, and we're just hanging out and wow da 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 da. And 5 minutes goes by, and then 10 minutes goes by, and then we're all like, you know what? We're feeling it's hot. It's hot, hot, hot. I go to push the door open, and they had locked us in. So now all of a sudden I'm like, okay, since they locked us in, they're going to come back. Like they know they locked us
That's
in.
frightening.
Okay. So, and again, trying to keep my cool because at that moment I'm new. I'm cool. I can hang with the boys. I'm going with the flow. I'm not terrified by our weird hostel or this massage place. Temperature keeps mounting. We're at first laughing about it. Then it's getting more and more serious. So we first start to just crunch down. We're crunching down until all three of us are about laying on the floor
This is
because that's the
horrible.
coolest. It's almost like, those smoke videos. It's sipping, taking sips,
This
thinking, oh
is
my gosh, is this the way that it ends? And just as I'm about to have like a full meltdown, door opens. I see something about they don't look at us, crazy white people. Come on through. So there are,
oh my
like
God.
like I said, there's three of us. So there's, to one person, the first massage lady gets my friend Kenneth. The second massage lady gets my friend Andrew, and then my massage person gets me. And immediately I can tell she's pissed. And I'm like, why are you pissed? Just the attitude, pat, pat, gets on the table,
Yeah.
half-hearted, just this whole thing. But it was in a open room that had like plastic dividers between each table.
Oh,
So
geez.
I'm getting like a bad vibe massage the entire time. And I again am, poor little Pete Pollyanna is just like, well, I guess to be open to new experiences and you get let into the sauna. Massage starts to wrap up, and over on one side of the table I hear one of the women say, baby massage? 1 second later on the other side of the table, baby massage. And I hear my friends Kenneth and Andrew being like, wait, what? Huh? Like, what do you mean? And then,
Oh
no
no.
baby massage, no baby massage. And obviously, they were trying to obviously
Oh
give
my
a little
God.
happy ending to my friend, and both of them at the same time. That's my girlfriend. That's my girlfriend having
Oh,
me be the escape. And I, all of a sudden, then I'm like, oh, that's why she was mad at me.
oh,
Because I'm not
you
getting, no, I
didn't have
mean,
the
none of us
extra.
were the bonus boys, but they sat us in chairs. Now all three of them passive aggressively give us this tea. They're like, get out of here, like white people. But I
Oh
just remember
Lord.
that same thing of just being like, this is, and I was young enough and I was like, but it had enough massage. I was like, is this just like cultural? And then I'm like, oh no,
What a
it's not.
nightmare.
I
Massage
know.
is risky. I think it's risky. It's risky, but not risky. Yeah, you got to know that you're going to get a good person. It's
It's well, you're working a good massage therapist, a
it's
good
what it's
body
called.
worker is working with your spirit, with your auric field. It's a conversation. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful art form. I think of our Aunt Cookie who did Lomi
Yeah,
Lomi.
she was the best.
Yes, I thinking about your massage that you got in LA that you were talking about. The one with
Right.
the woman who coughed. I also heard on my
With burping.
podcast. Yes, the
Well,
podcast
no,
that
I guess
I listen to. One of my favorite host women, Kate Berlant, did the same thing, and she was talking about it on her podcast. And I was like, I know that lady.
oh my God, the burper. Today was the slip slider. Oh my God. I need to ask questions in the future. Do you wear plastic gloves? Is
In the
Wes
mouth
I
only.
swear this was cooking frickin' oil. It was like, do you involve frickin' cooking oil? And do these people have are these professionally trained? I mean, this was expensive. This was
What was your
like
treat? It was
it
your
was my
treat.
treat. It was my treat. It was very interesting experience for me. Interesting, creepy, interesting.
Isn't
So
it funny just when you're especially just like this as an intuitive person, it's like I have an experience that is just as you said. I got the vibe was off the whole
from the
thing from
minute,
practical to this
and what do you
energetic.
do? I mean, I'm supposed to be giving guidance to the world, and she's like, "Hello," and I'm just thought, no, yeah, I could tell she wasn't even in her body. I could
Yeah.
tell.
Well, how
I
can you
could.
connect to a spirit? How can you do that work if you're not connected to your
It's
own
your
spirit
own.
home,
Like
number one?
who's going to be doing the massage? Because you're certainly not in your body. So I kind of
Jesus,
went,
take the wheel.
and then I talked to Sabrina about it, and she said she saw her leave, and she said, "Don't report her. It'll kill her." Like, I
Oh.
know.
I'm like, do you have a
And
private number? Can I just give you some private feedback? Because
yeah.
I also sometimes I don't want to go through the higher ups. I'm like, I don't want to um it's like with your job. Like I don't want to get you in trouble with your job.
Well, I thought Sabrina said, "Let someone else report her," and I thought, fair. This isn't going to go far. This isn't going to go far. I can't imagine that this will go unchecked with too many people. Because
No, no, no.
I'm pretty easygoing, and this was just like too much. And this whole month for the Vibe Tribe, I have a theme a month on Vibe Tribe, and this month was self love, self care, and having fun. And I thought we're winding the month down, but it hasn't ended yet. You know, so then
Good rough
what I do?
draft.
But here's what I do, and this is very typical of me. I immediately booked this other person that I had booked before who was good, who just wasn't available today. I needed an instant redo.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wasn't going to just sit in this. So I am going to have her come tomorrow and have a redo.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
It's a
Sometimes
bit expensive, but I'd rather have the redo than sit in this and feel the ripoff.
the experience of what you needed and wanted.
Right.
I
Yeah, that's
I
still
love a
there.
redo. I love a redo because for myself, when I have experiences that are disappointing or weird or whatever, Pete can get really disappointed and I want to say ruminate, but sometimes ruminate. Like that was
Oh,
just, oh, I'm
I
so
was, well,
sad and just really
Sabrina kind
wanted.
of saved me because she was taking the baby for a walk and said, let's walk this out. And I really didn't have but like 30 minutes. And I said, good idea. So I just
Great.
walked it out.
Moving the energy. It's like getting
This,
her energy out of the body and getting back
yeah.
into yours.
But it's really important. I mean, I don't know. I really don't understand how people cannot feel the vibes of other people. I mean, so many people I know or get involved with people that are really off or yuck and it's like how can you not feel that neon light coming through the door? I mean, for me, so if someone's vibe is off, it is like
Blinded by the vibe.
it is. I am haunted by the vibe. I almost wanted to slam the door in her face and go, "No, it's home. No, it's home." Literally, I'm telling you the truth. It crossed my mind to deny and say, "Nope, nobody here is need a massage." It did. My mind works very quickly, and
Creative.
no, I'm so sorry. Nope, wrong address. Wrong
No
address.
idea. Who?
No, but she was. Oh well, I gave it as charity. Whatever. I hope she finds her true path. I hope she finds a course correction. Are you ready to experience a glorious life? One in which your intuition guides you in every single decision that comes your way, and you feel the constant support and assistance of your spirit guides and your angels watching your back, opening doors, pointing you in the right direction, and keeping you out of harm's way? And how about a life where you actually succeed in creating the life you want? Well, that is all possible if you sign up for my brand new first time ever masterclass, Your Glorious Life, a 6-week life-changing transformational journey teaching you how to trust your vibes, how to listen to your guides, how to connect and make sure you create what you really want. Sign up now. The class begins October 20th, and I don't want you to miss out. The link is in the notes below.
It's so funny. And I just, again, it's like one of those things of just like having to approach it with humor, because when I have disappointing experiences like that, I find that sometimes between 5 sensory and 6 sensory people, and I mean, depending on my sleep or where I'm at, but I was out to dinner with some friends, and an auxiliary friend of mine.
I like that term, an auxiliary friend.
Well, my friend Nahaya, who I just absolutely love, she was cutting my hair. She's an incredible hairstylist. Shout out Hair Nerds in New Orleans. If you ever need to get your hair done, she's magic. But we were talking about the preciseness of language, and she's like, I'm trying to be more intentional on who I call my friend versus an acquaintance versus a best friend, because sometimes there are new people and they're not my friend yet. They're not my friend, but they haven't entered that part of the circle.
Friendly exchange.
Yeah. Well, just that same point. I was sitting at dinner and I was sitting with a friend that I know, and she was talking about her husband's in the music industry, and she was talking about something that happened. He was playing a gig, something that happened with one of the people on the staff who wasn't quick. I don't know. It was like just dumb
drama,
whatever drama. And this had happened like 2 weeks prior, sharing this, but she was just going on and on and on and negative and this and that, and I'm never going to be there again. And it wasn't from, it was almost just like talking negativity to talk negativity.
So it wasn't,
right?
It wasn't a true assault on the senses. She was just latching on
inconvenience. She was inconvenienced, but who had fallen in love with the inconvenience, as opposed to often intuitive people, often will like find the humor in it
Right.
Uh,
Or the grace or the intention or the
yeah,
grace.
yeah, and but that it
See,
helps
that
to for
sounds
myself
harsh.
to put things in perspective. Like, is this truly a big deal? Because if it is, okay, we'll warrant the space. But it doesn't. Do I want that to even take up real estate in my brain? Like, is
Right.
it that important? Nah. Let me share you a funny thing. That was interesting. Da da da. I'm gonna pay attention. Like just with your
Right.
massage, and like let's do a
Right.
redo. All
Right.
right, we don't. We're
Reset.
not stuck. You're not
Yeah.
stuck.
Well, I definitely feel like it as intuitives, it is one of our constant calls how to be kind, compassionate, still have boundaries, not be caretaking, and go to the highest vibe. So the only way to do that is to have humor and creativity because you'll have to respin the story a few times in order to find the one you can live with.
It's almost like being on key. You're like me.
Right.
There
Testing.
we go.
There we go. There we go. I can live with this one. She
uh,
she's desperate for a job. She was lucky to get me. I'm the compassionate one for her to pass through before someone else redirects her. And okay. Because
yeah.
that
Is
really
it
was
your place to
because
be the messenger? I think you're
honestly,
also just checking. Is it your
I
place to be the
really was
messenger?
sitting there thinking, okay, what is self-care? What is codependency? And I'm more concerned about this stranger slathering me. What is compassion and understanding we're all doing our best?
Right.
And my answer was I don't know right now.
Mm,
My answer was I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not clear cut.
Well, I find that too as this evolving thing, in terms of having grounded boundaries. And we talk about it a lot. And the reason why we talk about it a lot is that our grounded boundaries are true, yes, true, no, informs our energetic boundaries.
Right.
They go hand in hand. And having to have the moment, and when I think about boundaries, I think about it as a conversation with your spirit around like what actually works, what
Right.
supports you, what honors you, what's your true yes, what's your true no. But it's not static. So it's like in all the practice of sometimes being in the laboratory of life, of where we take
Right.
the information, we apply it, that I'm like, there are shades of gray, like,
Great.
and having a test of all right, and feel it. And I think just even for myself, having the practice of energetically just scanning to be like,
Mm-hmm.
does this feel good? Is this self-loving? Am I getting too much in somebody else's experience? Is this actually mine? Is it? And just even traveling lightly, so we don't have to go down, but just that, I constantly am having to try and pay attention and navigate. That's exactly what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. I
Uh,
feel like it's a live and learn. Like, okay, today was a live and learn, and I will just file away for the future and ask questions.
yes, yes.
Ask
I love a
questions.
good
Don't, because
question.
the other thing is, I tend to err on the side, as we've talked about, of being a believer.
Yeah.
I will believe the best thing in the world is coming my way. And I will
Great.
say 95% of the time it is.
Yeah.
So I will still continue to be a believer. However, a few questions just to make sure I'm not jumping into assumptions.
Well, you're saying inner child fantasy that
Yeah,
that just wants to see the best. There's expecting intuition, expecting beautiful things to happen, which is connected to your healthy inner child. But if your
right,
inner child's driving the bus, there's no discernment.
right.
There's no earning of trust. There's no
Well, that's
earning
what
of
I
that.
thought. I actually, if I have a self-criticism, it is slow down. It is slow down. And it's an
Criticism,
interesting one
maybe good
because,
information, because I don't think it should be a criticism. I think it's just an awareness.
well, it's a tricky thing because for me, m- over 95% of the time, the instinct, the go fast, just go, just do, just go with the gut, just go with the vibe works brilliantly.
Oh,
But
yeah.
for that 3%, it can go off the rails.
It can go off
This
the
reminds
rails.
me of the restaurant I took you guys to the
Oh, Lord.
carpet.
Oh, Lordy,
carpet.
Lordy, Lord. Oh my gosh.
Who and we're in Paris, and I have some visiting friends, and they asked me if I'll pick a restaurant, and my believer goes online, and I get this restaurant, one of the best in Paris. And when we walked in, I knew before we even
Oh,
crossed the threshold. But it had
it was
not only did
insane.
it was not only carpet, it was shag carpet.
It was in.
Shag carpet in a
We
restaurant.
all knew. And the funny thing is, we
As we all
all knew
collectively
they
should
were
have got
being
up and
so.
left
I know they were being polite. You're waiting for one person to
to
say,
say this,
eh,
like calling it, like,
yeah.
sorry.
So even just to, so what do you guys think about the rugs? Because you don't want to be the negative
What do you think
Nancy.
about the 70s shag
Oh my
carpet in our
God.
restaurant? That
Oh
was
my God.
so that was like in that
Hilarious.
3%. So bad. So bad.
It was really, really, really bad. Well, oh, you know what? I had a really fun, intuitive, uh, used guided by my angels moment. So I right now in New Orleans is cocktail week, and all of the best cocktailers from around the world. Anyway, my gorgeous bestie Paulina invited me to an event that her friend was throwing. And Lane and I finished up work, and we thought, all right, let's go. We jump in the car, we drive. We're about to jump in the car. And before I leave, I think, you know what? I'm going to grab a kazoo. I always have one on me, but
Mhm.
I love to give them away. And I was like, I'm just going to grab a kazoo. And of course I reach in and I pull out one of my favorite ones that I created recently. And I was like, I'll just put it in the bag, whatever. So, we get in the car, we drive past the restaurant, and Lane, who's also very intuitive, was just like, it's packed. This is not the vibe. Like and so I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to text Paulina, say, thanks, babe. Love you. We're going to grab a drink down the block and, buy
Right.
dinner at home, blah, 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 whatever. So we drive, we sit down, we're enjoying the afternoon sunshine. We're chit-chatting, and I have my two kazoos on the table. Now, this beautiful woman, Safi was her name, I learned later, her plus one gets up to get a refill, and she looks over at me and she says, what do you make in there? And I'm like, oh, I make kazoos. And I start to shower one of them, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I said, can I give you a gift? So I have this whole ritual ceremony of connecting her to the Kazoo crew and all these different things. And she's just delighted, so happy. And she turns to me and she says, you have no idea how much I needed this. Like, you have no
Oh, I
idea.
love
I was just
that.
having in this moment of my own personal thing, you have no idea. And then not only that, so we have this beautiful exchange. Her partner comes back. He tells a story about while he's waiting in line, he's from Baltimore, that he overheard somebody say Baltimore, which is, I guess, like a local, how the locals call it, catches his attention there. She's not. She's with a friend. Turns out these two went to high school together, a decade apart, that they are so many different friends. This other gentleman also has a very popular podcast that, then he wants to invite Norman on. They're vibing. They have a wonderful time. They come out, and then Lane, Safi, Norman, and Mom, we proceed to talk for hours. We're talking spirituality, we're talking astrology, we're talking energy, manifestation, creation. Like,
How
it
fun.
was delightful. It was delightful. It was delightful. And I'm so grateful for my spirit. And I'm also grateful for hers to notice, pay attention, and say something, because that was the door that opened this beautiful,
Well, that's
beautiful
actually, I
experience.
think that should be the tool of the week. If you get a good vibe that can make a connection, go with it.
Oh, yeah. Even this week, I was at Costco yesterday, and, sometimes I just get a little, and I got a hit, and I was like, I have a friend here, Uma, she's very, very pregnant. I love her. And I just got the hit of buy your friends flowers. So I got a big bouquet of roses, stopped at Walgreens, got some tissue paper, dropped some off at her house, dropped some off at Paulina's, gave Lane a bouquet and put a few on my bedside table. And
What a
wow,
happy
did that
day.
feel just it felt so good. And I thought, Spirit, what a great idea. It's a
That is
great
a great
idea.
idea. So that I think I really, if there is an urge, a hit, a vibe, an impulse, a flash to make a good connection, do.
Yes. Yes.
Just
Those,
say
because
yes.
it is. It is. It's
Say
those
yes to the
little big
good. Say yes
things.
to the good idea. Say yes
Because
to the good
yeah, because
vibe.
you have no idea how your spirit, your guides, angels might be someone else's whole constellation
Right.
who are helping to move you to be of
To
service.
be the
If
earth
we don't,
angel.
right? And as long as we get out of our head of not having to be embarrassed or need
Right.
anything.
Or even connected. So many people are so used to being disconnected.
Absolutely.
So this could be make a good connection this week or be open to one. Even that's a good tool. Just be open to a good connection.
Yeah. See if there's a light in their eyes, a smile on their face, because it's as beautiful as it is to share in the moment. I find that I get so much out of it. And even with that kazoo, because I like
Yeah.
really love
Gift that
that
keeps on
one.
giving.
Oh yeah, that I was like one that I'm like, ooh, my Pete, my little ego, my little self is like, ooh, I want this one for me. But I'm like, no, give it, give it. And it helps me to practice letting go. It practices
Yeah.
non-attachment. It feels so
Generosity.
good. And it feels so dangling good.
Yeah. Good job. Good job. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thanks, Mom.
So
Proud of you.
proud of you.
Such a mom thing to say.
I am.
I love that. I love it. And the beautiful thing is, just like where we need our communities and our spaces. And like I just got to run into this beautiful couple. I mean, we hung out once. She did text me yesterday to hang out, which I'm also like so cool. Yeah, we love a follow-up. But where we really do, you need your communities, and that's
And
why I'm
you
like
need your
so
good
excited. I'm
experiences.
so excited for like the vibe tribe. I'm so excited for like to start to build that intentionally. I'm so excited.
Well, we're going to have the migration to the circle on August 7th, and I'll have my first video, or not video, but my first Zoom to the tribe August 27th. And we're just going to make this a more dynamic, genuine connect, talk to each other place where we're having the vibe lounge. You're going to have your joy and creativity. Once a month, Sabrina will have relationships and family once a month. I'll talk with spirit and guides once a month. We'll have meditation. I'll give a business tip. I keep getting new ideas, and it's just going to be a place where real connection is happening.
it's so it's so important. I find that whenever I I would rather have 1 minute of a real connection with a person than be in the quote unquote coolest place and the thing and the happening in the thick of it
Right.
with
And
that
disconnected.
surface that's disconnected, because it again doesn't need to be heavy, doesn't need to be
Right.
deep, it just needs to be real and collaborative. Like I will take 1 minute of that over anything else.
Right. Absolutely. Speaking of real connections, you got anything going on that people can connect you with?
Yeah. So two things. I am sprinkling, and I'm going to be doing my level 1 psychic university in the fall, which I'm and level 2. So definitely sign up for my mailing list to keep informed. I also have a new course that I'm about to put out, which will also be in the fall. But I'm teaching in person. I'm thrilled. The Root and Rise retreat in Bayport, Connecticut. My gorgeous client and friend Christina and she's a collective, the Limitless Collective, that is putting on a 2-day retreat. There's massages and sound baths, and I mean, it's all inclusive. And I am teaching for an hour and a half on Saturday night, and that will be September, late, I think last weekend in September. So the 27th, I'll be teaching. So come join, sign. The link should be in the description. Come see me in person. Come meet with your people. I cannot wait. And I believe there's also a la carte options as well. But definitely sign up on my newsletter. Come there, and as always, readings and mentoring, so you know where to find me. How about you, Mom?
Excellent,
We
excellent.
got the,
Well,
we buried the lead. In the moment guidance is out.
we have in the moment guidance that they're still kind of just tiptoeing in the water. But if you need guidance and you just want to connect to your higher self and get out of your head and get some guidance, sorry. In the moment guidance is out, and if you want to just get connected to your higher self, I was guided to create this beautiful opportunity where you can ask for a guidance on love life or professional processes and what's unfolding at work, or even purpose in life, and you'll get it's based on my new Trust Your Vibes, new art Trust Your Vibes deck. And the in the moment guidance is channeled. I worked on it for months and months. So when you
Wow.
pull a card, you're going to get a specific to you answer. It's not from the Oracle deck book. This is to you and to your question. And I really believe that this is going to help bring some peace of mind and lower the anxiety levels. That's one of the big goals. And there's a meditation and clearing the blocks, and then just wonderful. So just come to my website, sign up for the newsletter, and we'll get you invited to in the moment guidance.
I love that. I love that. I'm so excited. You know what? I'm just so excited is how much I love doing the podcast, how much I love being together in a family. And I'm so excited to do this like with our soul family. Like it's
Well,
so fun.
exactly. I really feel like the tribe, I want the tribe to feel like the family that you can always be yourself with.
You know,
And always get, I grew up in a big family. You grew up in a big family in terms of our extended family,
both sides,
both
man.
sides. So knowing you always have family around that's going to be there, meet you, be interested, show up. That's what I want the Good Vibe Tribe new vibration, although it does feel like that now, but the new vibration even more so, and more engagement. So if you want to feel like there's one family that does get you and will laugh with you and support you and really champion you, the Good Vibe Tribe. So please come and sign up for it on my webpage.
And, let's have a space. Let's ask, because with that as our own community, we have our no gorgeous Hector, who
Yes, who's our Good
is,
Vibes ambassador.
oh my gosh. And he is just the sweetest vibe. It's just so wonderful to see our team grow with people who
Yes,
get
we have
it.
new team members. I'm so excited. It's just a new time.
Yeah. And
Bunch
so
of
maybe
new
we can
things.
ask him to have a space because, one thing that I think would be really cool, because most importantly, like, for our beautiful listeners, like we want to hear from you. So like, I want to hear
A
your
podcast space. Good
ideas. Like,
idea. We
I
got to
want to
tell
hear
them.
what you
I
would love
just
to
I
do.
just asked him to create a space for all the students that I taught immersion, deep classes and immersions with.
Oh, that's like our
And
sweet
so,
family.
but you know what? We could include yours.
It just is different. I'm like, because that's a different thing. I'm always like, shout out. I wish I remembered everybody's name. I'm like Colleen and TJ and Rachel. And oh my gosh, there's even so more than I can think of who are still our soul family from those trainings. I
Right.
love that. I love that in your cohorts, and
So
to
I'm
have a
going to put
bigger
that
one.
anyone who's taken a training with me or a live class can be in that particular group to share, and it'll be really good.
Ugh.
So come to the Vibe Tribe, come to Connecticut. And what is our question of the week?
Well, so first and foremost, if you want to write us, you can write us at it's all related podcast questions at gmail.com. We absolutely, absolutely love to hear from you. And this week we have a question from our gorgeous listener, Katie. Katie writes, how can I change my current experience so I can create financial security for myself financially and enable me to contribute in a big way to the world?
I got that and someone else asked me that today that I was coaching. She said, I'm just so poor and I don't know how. I'm an artist. And I said, you know what? You're trying to figure out how to make money from what you know. And I said, I suggest you tell the universe, I will do what I do as best I can with as much love as I can. And you surprise me by turning the money faucet on. And I'll just take it from any direction. I don't need to have it connected to necessarily what I'm doing, but I will do what I do with love, and I will open up to opportunities to let the money flow. And I really think that was a guided answer.
Oh,
Like, don't figure out how to make money.
right.
Just do what you do with as much love as you can, and and ask for the universe to, and ask God to let the money flow your way.
Yeah, I love that. And, first, I often hear from in my readings and my clients and with our says, how much we want to contribute because it's part of our, yeah, it's
It's
a
our
part of
soul
soul
DNA.
gift. Yeah, exactly. To contribute. And, I feel that often we really conflate that with having it to be so big and tied into our work and tied into all these different facets. So, first, I just want to say, in contributing to the world is by contributing and connecting with other people's spirit. Like you often have no idea of the impact that we have when
Just
we
being
connect
kind
with
or
our
generous
community and
or
yeah, we connect to
generous.
our
And
community.
which by the way, like you gave your wonderful friend the kazoo, be generous.
Yeah, like
Just be
it's
generous of spirit, and money
yeah.
will flow your way. You don't know how, don't even need to know how. Just be generous.
Yeah. And so the reason why I even say that is let's just start to take some of the pressure off because there can be
Mhm.
such this pressure of, I have to, I'm creating financial security and I'm having to contribute and I'm having to do all these different things. And it needs to be this very specific way that I feel like can squeeze the spirit out instead of how can I, in my day to day life, make a contribution, follow my heart, follow my spirit that can be the path with like not only curiosity, but connecting to your own heart space that
Right.
can be the creative way to make money
And
instead
and
of, yeah.
and you'll be surprised. Something may come in that never crossed your mind.
Well, I was just talking to a client yesterday. I was in a reading, and she's very beautiful, beautiful, deeply intuitive. All of it. She was just like, I've done so many different like business, all these different programs, and all this different stuff, and like it's not working, and I'm exhausted, and I'm burnt out, and I'm actually have the ick. And I'm like, yeah, because you're following somebody else's template of too much
Success.
information, and that's not what creates. So
Right.
instead of creating the financial security, follow the flow of energy, be intentional, and sometimes they're together, sometimes they're separate, sometimes you can, but just again, if like take the pressure off because that allows your spirit to lead.
And if you're not feeling energy, then empty. Turn off
Yeah.
the stimulation. Go for a walk. Unplug. Exhale. Do some breath work. Empty. Take a shower. Let things go, because you might just be information constipated. So you might need a flush.
Yeah. And just to that same point, it's like if you know what you're doing, you're trying to build a business, and I'll just tell people, just shout out and be honest with our listeners. It takes time. It
Yes.
takes time. It really
Don't
does.
believe the social media. I did one vision board and now I'm making 100,000 a month. That is
That's
not
not how life
fair,
works.
and it's not true.
It's not true. And you can build, but have just like a garden, let it grow.
Right.
Learn the skills of our intellect. Don't make it a one size fits all. Connect it to your
And
mission. Be patient.
tell the universe what you want and then say, surprise me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
surprise me. I don't have to figure it out. Just surprise me. Try
Mm.
that for a good 30 days.
Yes, yes, yes. I love that 30 days to change our
30
brain
day,
pattern.
30-day challenge.
I love that. Well,
Love
Mom,
that.
I hope that you get a really, really, really great redo.
I have it
And
booked.
I just love you so dang
I
much. I'm
love
so proud of
you.
you. Congratulations on in this moment guidance. I know how hard you've worked and how much love you pour into this. I'm so proud of you.
And I'm so proud of you passing kazoos and joy around. You've always been the good fairy. You are the best good fairy. You are the best good fairy. You're a
You are
walking, talking good fairy.
good,
Just listen, well, I'm
good
just
game
gonna have. I was
recognition.
just listening to you, thinking I'm gonna book a ticket to New Orleans. I need to come be good
Please,
fairy. I'm going to.
please, girl,
I
when come
am
through.
going to. Well, I'll see you in 2 weeks, but we're gonna make a plan. That was the inspiration I got from this.
Yeah, I need it. I need it. My spirit needs it.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to wear wigs and cry in a restaurant in the
Cry
best
some
way and
more.
laugh. Well, as we got from our last trip, what was our last catchphrase when we pretended that I was going to be?
Enjoy the
Actually, not
ride.
pretended. Enjoy the ride. Actually, not laughing, but genuinely, I love driving. And in my other life as a driver, a luxury driver, it's going to be enjoy the ride. So I love you,
much,
Mom.
Sonia.
I'll talk to you next week. Bye. Oh, last folks, if you liked this podcast, don't forget, rate, subscribe, leave us a comment. It means so much, and you're a bright light. Keep shining.